Hi, welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and general health, and also the tips and advice along with it, along with also taking you all on a journey with me, obviously with what my life is like with Asperger's syndrome. So if you're into any of these plus any other ones that may come into play if I take you out and about through the good and the bad and the ugly, as well as just fun and games, feel free down below to subscribe, because I hope to do this on the daily, Monday to Friday, or just 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then while you're down there, after making that decision, feel free to turn on the notification bell so that you can keep up to date. So well, while I'm here, I thought to share with you all what I've been up to, obviously. So yesterday, on Monday, the 5th of March 2018, there was a conference going on again that was organised by the organisation of Autism. And obviously the founder, or the person that was in charge, was Catherine Terizona, I think it's pronounced as, but I'll link her name and her organisation along with all these other services that I'll bring out in the second part, based on what I'm wanting to share with you all that is available in New Zealand, or especially where I am located, for anyone that's, you know, in the regions that I am located, so they can get up to play with it all. So this was obviously held at a church setting of Seventh-day Adventists here in the Manawatu, and we were discussing a few things here and there, and I noticed that in saying this, that there was a variety of different people from all walks of life, be it some were teachers, some were parents, some were caregivers, some were people on the spectrum, some were obviously from other parts of the township of what they do, holding activities for people like me that I didn't even realise there was some available, but then again some were only targeted for young ones to teens, which, as I said before, it's really sad really once you reach a certain age as an autistic, especially, that you tend to think, oh no, where to from here, you know. And hopefully in saying this, through these everyday changes that's going on, we will get into play. In saying this though, we were also introduced briefly to a lady that is in the area, or shall we say she's from Altogether Autism in the area as an area coordinator, as well as a parent-to-parent area coordinator here in the Manawatu. She's brand new, obviously taking over a lady that used to basically do her role, and her name was Janine Morag. And obviously, hopefully in saying this, as said, the contact details will be listed below in the description if you're from the Manawatu or lower area, so be on the lookout for that. And what was covered yesterday was actually quite amazing. Like, we were talking about what Altogether Autism is, obviously, which I'll give briefly soon what it is about in this video, and some of the services that conjoined with it, which was obviously PRISM and obviously parent to parent and some other funding organisations that again will be listed below with the contact details, as well as brief information, as well as, like, also in saying this, we were discussing while introducing ourselves who we are and what we are, and, you know, just a little bit of us, who we are, you know, be it your parent, caregiver, what have you, and also some of which we're bringing out some of the, you know, the services versus activities that are available for us around on that spectrum, regardless what age. We also touched briefly about, like, the Ministry of Health, how they diagnose us autistics based on that journal. That was really short and brief, as well as also we talked about navigating the three worlds, PRISM, which was under it. Also, in saying this, was obviously employment for autistics, how it's going to be about, obviously, and yeah, it was kind of an interesting topic that we were discussing. And like I said, I'll link all the services and maybe some groups that you could join in this piece, as well as the next part over as a part 2 when I get more into depth of some of those services, so that I can think. Just bear in mind though, remember that I'm trying to be 100% accurate, so like, if some of the things that rings alarm bells to you, like warning signs and symptoms, especially with certain, you know, topics, I humbly apologise. So, you know, it shouldn't be much of a trigger warning to you all that are listening in, who are on that spectrum, so that let me know if it is, and that just give me a feedback, because it'd be much appreciated, especially for you autistics out there that are out there, so that hopefully I can get way better into how I'm going to express myself. So, and on for the do, also, let's just begin this before we run out of time here. Right, we were talking basically that about altogether autism, right? So, the very first question on the list or agenda is basically that we're going to be talking about basically what it is, what services they provide, you know, what roles and everything, and the list goes on, before I bring out the next part of the series, more based on the services as said. So hopefully this will just be a quick touch base. But in saying this also, like, I'll hopefully bring in Prism as well, maybe, or whatever other services that I have got on board for you guys as well. So obviously, so if you're new, hopefully you'll understand where I'm coming from, even though I know there's a lot of autistics, not just in the New Zealand outreach, but in America, but in US and whoever else that usually watches my videos. But I'm sure that you can bring about some services and that's in your area if you want to do it on your channel, and that to just help an autistic out here. So this is like a national information advisory service, obviously, for people with an autism spectrum disorder, for their families, whānau, professionals, and in the wider community. Obviously, in New Zealand, the Ministry of Health has funded the service, which is provided on board with a partnership by Life Unlimited and Parent to Parent New Zealand, which I think I did one already based on what these are, but if it's going to be repetitive, I humbly apologise. But if I can find it in my playlistings, I'll hope to actually list it below, but if not, then that's fine. We can just continue on as just maybe a brief overview for you guys. The services that they provide for Altogether Autism is as follows: individualised information on autism, issues affecting people with autism, interventions, rights, access to certain services and support. Contact with the support parent is number 2, whose son or daughter also has autism. Number 3, sibling support. 4, evidence-based information and clinical advice through a clinical psychologist and team of experts on hand. Number 5, lived experience advice from the people on the spectrum. Number 6, facilitation of community network meetings and seminars. Number 7, website and database of service providers. And number 8, as said, Prism, professional developmental series. Obviously, with Altogether Autism, they provide basically evidence-based information on autism and various aspects tailored to each individual's request when they request it online for information that they can give you. They can give you information about how to help your son or daughter with going through transition at school or anything. And obviously, in this, they can include the issues affecting people with autism, about the information and based on the rights and access to education, the needs, assessment, service coordination, and support. Right. On saying this though, clinical and evidence-based through information that is given is provided to the information service through a clinical psychologist and a national professional expert group. And the members in there basically are like Nan Jensen, who's a barrister and solicitor, so she deals with obviously autism and law and basically helping out people another one is Dr. Kevin Appleton, who's a child excellent adult psychiatrist. Estelle Pistorius, she's a speech language therapist on the team. Tanya Brunion, she's a clinical psychologist. Peter Downey, he's obviously a doctor on the team. Obviously, with the lived experience information and advice is provided to the information service through the consumer expert group made up of people with autism and family members of people with autism. So in this, the members are basically, if I can read my writing, Paula Jessup, autistic advisor. Again, Nan Jensen comes on board. Brian Pulifalu, who's the founder for the Pacifica Autism Group, as well as his wife Betty Pulifalu something rather. I can't remember her surname on the top of the head of what was mentioned. The service that is included here is a national website with general information, newsletters and conference information, as well as databases of service providers and professionals throughout New Zealand. Community network meetings where people with autism and their families, whānau, providers and professionals can get together are another feature of the service. Specialised sibling support that I mentioned earlier in the piece is provided by parent to parent and includes sub-days 8 to 18 and second generation weekends for adults. Okay, brief info about PRISM before I leave this is professional developmental series, as I said, has been developed by Altogether Autism, specifically for professionals working in the field with people on the autism spectrum. The information presented, however, in the series is delivered and developed by experienced facilitators who have an in-depth knowledge of the autism spectrum and associated issues and are currently working in the field. This series is presented by trained facilitators who, like I said, and in saying this, hopefully, that we can work together as a team. So, obviously, I'm going to, like I said, bring out some services and activities that are built around people with autism. Hopefully you enjoy this short piece. If I've missed out anything, and anyone who may have, seen me out and about on this conference wants to add bits and pieces, and feel free to do so. If not, then that's cool. I'll just have to keep on doing a bit more research as promised, so I can give you the right information for the Lower North Island, especially of the services that are provided, hopefully, as well as the activities. So if you're enjoying these, smash the like button, comment below, feel free to share these videos around to family and friends, feel free to basically follow me on my social medias that are listed below. Feel free to also share these videos around, because as I said, I'm sure that someone may be beneficial for them. So don't further ado, guys, thanks for your support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.